we finally have our first look at some images from Entertainment Weekly, I think it is, for the Mortal Kombat 2 movie, which has Carl Urban as Johnny Cage front and center. Now, we're going to talk about this for a few minutes, and I'm going to give my opinions, of course. I think first we'll go ahead and go over the article and see what they say. And then, like I said, I'll talk about my thoughts on the first movie briefly, and then we'll talk about my expectations for the second one. Do me a favor, comment, like, subscribe, bell notifications, help your brother out. We're going to be chasing 500 subs on YouTube. We're really close to that, but we're also chasing 1,000 for that monetization barrier that we're trying to break through. We already have the 4,000 watch hours, so that's half of it. So do me a solid, hit that sub button if you want to see more content, variety gaming and otherwise. We got a lot more coming this year for 2025. Also, you can follow me on Rumble, and you can catch my streams on Rumble, Kick, and Xenon. Follow me on X. That's where I'm posting all my updates, what I'm doing. And then as far as when I'm live Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern time. So with that out of the way, let's talk about this article real quick, and then we'll go into some opinions on the first movie. We'll take a look at the images. There's 4 of them. And it says a first look at classic Mortal Kombat characters in the upcoming movie has been revealed. And a new exclusive from Entertainment Weekly, Warner Brothers Pictures has released a first look at Johnny Cage, Kitana, Shao Kahn, in Mortal Kombat, and Scorpion. As a matter of fact, this is missing an image. It says the Shao Kahn actor is Martin Ford, who played in House of David. He played in the show House of David. So Mortal Kombat 2 is a follow-up to the 2021 movie. After the first movie, Shang Tsung's goal of killing Earth fighters before the tournament began, the sequel is where the tournament happens. Earth is at risk of losing its 10th straight tournament. Should that happen, Shao Kahn will invade. So anyone that knows Mortal Kombat knows the lore. Pretty straightforward. In addition to the tournament itself, franchise co-creator Ed Boon says that the battle between Scorpion and Sub-Zero isn't finished. So, of course, that's fan service, right? We're going to get that. This is a quote from the podcast. He's certainly making appearances that are significant and necessary for the progress of the storylines. Boone told Entertainment Weekly he plays a different role. He's not part of the Super Friends trying to defeat Shao Kahn, but his appearance is key and is very essential in certain parts. Let's see. Scorpion, Sub-Zero, meet the cast. And though they've given fans a look at 3 new characters coming, they aren't only ones that find themselves on the big screen. Jade and Queen Sindel will also play a role in the movie, along with other characters that haven't been announced yet. The movie is coming out in theaters October 24th. Yes, I'm so excited. All right, so real quick, I do want to talk about the first movie briefly. So most of us are like, the internet is mostly pretty congruent with the first movie. It's a mixed bag. There are some, like, when it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's horrible, right? The best part of the first movie is the Scorpion and Sub-Zero fights, both of them. And it was done really well, good fan service, good choreography. You know, the special effects were, I'd say, pretty good, pretty awesome. And some of the moves were just sick, you know, like Sub-Zero freezing the blood and stabbing him back, like super cool. The ice wall stuff is super cool. But then, you know, you had actor, you know, the Louis Tan playing Cole Young. Louis Tan is great. Most fans look at Louis Tan and say, look, great actor, great, you know, his physical ability comes through on screen, his choreography. There's nothing wrong with Louis Tan. The issue is the writing around the character, and a lot of fans just didn't understand why he had to be created as a character. And it was just, for Mortal Kombat fans, it just didn't fit and it didn't make sense. Our hope with the second movie is that they give him just a better story, a better meaning. Like, you know, I almost hope they don't retcon him, because it would just be a waste. You know, it's like, instead, I would rather them write him a good script and really make his character meaningful in a way that makes sense. You know, to give the actor like kind of a redemption. You know what I mean? Because it just didn't come across it. So there was that, and then the first movie also had Melina as a throwaway. They rushed how Sonya got her powers. Like, And then they killed off everybody that like they killed Kano. He was the best part of the movie comedically, but also like narratively, like he was written the best, I think, minus the Scorpion Sub-Zero stuff. Um, Raiden's part was really weird and out there. I personally think the actor, what is his name, Ludi Lin, that plays Liu Kang. I think his character was written not very well as far as him portraying the character of Liu Kang. I think he looks good as the character, but I don't think his. I think he's just a very small guy, a very very petite stature guy who doesn't look, you know, and it's hard, right? Because if you grew up with the '95 movie like I did, Robin Shou, who played Liu Kang in the '95 movie, was a lot taller. He was still a slender, middleweight build, if you will. But like this new actor that plays him, Ludi Lin, I think he just looks too small on camera. And, maybe that's just a critique that I have. I don't know. I saw a lot of people saying the same thing. I think the actor that plays Jax did a good job, but again, the writing was so poor in the first movie in a lot of instances. That being said, the one saving grace of the whole movie was where Shang Tsung said death is just another doorway, right? In other words, alluding to like no one's really dead because they killed off Kung Lao, which by the way, Kung Lao, Max, what's the actor's name? Max something. I forget his name. But Kung Lao that was great. His character was awesome. Like the special effects were awesome. And then they killed him. Of course, it was confirmed by the director, Simon McQuaid, I think is how you say his name. That it was confirmed like last year that all those characters would be back because they all took pictures together on set, and it was like a soft confirmation that they're all coming back. So all the characters from the first movie will be back except Melina. I think the actress that played her, Sissy something, I forget her name. I could be getting that wrong, but I don't think she's returning at all. I think they didn't rehire her. So I don't think we're going to see Melina, or if we do, she'll probably be recast. So anyway, the first movie had a lot to love, a lot to be desired, but ultimately, like critically, I think the writing was just terrible, and in the directing, like the way it was edited and cut, it just was all over the place. But that being said, they did it good enough, and they gave us enough fan service where it mattered that they obviously got greenlit for a second film. So here we go. So let's take a look at these images in bigger res here. This is Karl Urban, Johnny Cage. I want to talk about this. Everybody likes Karl Urban. Karl Urban is like another version of Keanu Reeves. Like everybody loves the guy. He's a great actor. He's got a wide range. And we love him in The Boys and a lot of other projects he's done, going all the way back to Doom and Dread and all this stuff. Like, I love Karl Urban. But as soon as they announced him as Johnny Cage, I said, I don't see it. I just don't see him as Johnny Cage, man. Like, it's just not a good fit for what Johnny Cage and who Johnny Cage is supposed to be. And a lot of it has to do with Karl Urban's age. And that's the big critique that I'm seeing online being echoed, and I agree with it strongly. And, even seeing this picture here, like he looks like Karl Urban with glasses. He doesn't look like Johnny Cage. So I think I don't want to harp on this one too long. Y'all gonna let me know in the comments what you think. Is this like a thumbs up, thumbs down for Karl Urban as Johnny Cage? I mean, obviously, the biggest thing we have to wait for is the performance. What is his delivery of the character? Because all the Mortal Kombat fans, we know Johnny Cage. We know his lore, his backstory, his cockiness, his attitude, how he is, how he fights. Like everyone who's a Mortal Kombat fan knows Johnny Cage and what he's supposed to be. The question is, can Karl Urban bring it? And is it gonna be enough? Is it gonna come through to really like make it fit? You know what I mean? Is he gonna make it fit? Because I'm not convinced. I gotta say, I'm like 60-40. I say 40% chance he can pull it off. You know what I mean? I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt in terms of like, because he's Karl Urban, but at the same time, I'm like, they made him older. Like, he's an older actor. This is the same problem with Joaquin Phoenix as Joker. Bro, he's fucking too old. I'm sorry. He's just too old. Carl Urban, I don't think is too old to play Johnny, but it really is going to depend. It's going to depend on how much they, do they give him extra camera, like CG, not CGI, but like extra grace when it comes to choreography and make him look cooler than he actually physically would be in real life? Or, what are they going to do with that? What are the special effects with his character going to be? I have no doubt that Carl Urban can bring the attitude of Johnny Cage. I have no doubt of that. It's just the fighting and the special effects. Does it fit? Does he pull it off? Does all the Hollywood does all the Hollywood special effects dumped onto Carl Urban's performance bring the character to life the way we know the character? You know what I mean? That's what I want to see. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. Let's move on to this next image. So the next one here, this is our Kitana, right? This is our Kitana. I totally can't remember the actress's name. Adeline Rudolph. I have no idea who this actress is, so y'all can correct me in the comments if I get anything wrong. I have no idea where she comes from, what her past works are. I love this look. The costume is great. She looks the part, visually, ethnically. I think this visually nails it. Again, it's like, what is the performance going to be? We haven't seen any footage of this character. So like with the previous movie, we've gotten to see Scorpion and Sub-Zero and these actors, Jax, Sonya, Kano, Kung Lao, Liu Kang, Shang Tsung, all these characters in the first movie. We've gotten to already see what their performance looks like on screen, but not with Kitana. This is a new one. So I have no idea what her performance is going to be, what her lines are going to be. Like, this is going to be, I'm really anticipating like how this is going to come through. But I will say visually, just off this first preview look, damn, like Kitana looks visually 10 out of 10. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let's move on to this next one here. Shao Kahn, dude. Damn. Okay, so like Martin Ford. If you know Martin Ford and you've seen him on TV, he's big freaking human being, man. He's like some Game of Thrones level shit. Huge guy, very massive dude, which is exactly what we need for, Shao Kahn. You got to have this hulking monstrosity of a human being to play this man. And the funny thing about Shao Kahn is the lore behind him is very simple in what he is, what he's trying to do. So his lines don't need to be complicated. So the delivery is just down to the brute force, the masculine, the just hulking, just dominant emperor level shit that he has to bring to the character. But again, the costume design, holy shit. Like this, I don't know about you guys, but the costume design is fire, man. Fire. Like this shit is, look at his eyes glowing red. They got the eyes correct. They got the serpent eyes with the glowing red. They got that correct because he's like technically like half dragon or some shit. Like I got to look back at the specific lore and, over the games, the lore changes here and there. But like he's like half human, half like dragon or something else. Or Goro's like half dragon. I forget what it is. Whatever it is, he's half something. And y'all can roast me in the comments for this. Fuck, I forget. I can't remember, man. It's been years. But they got his eyes correct. I know that. Like that's lore accurate eyes. I love how these new movies are leaning into the more Japanese, like samurai aesthetic kind of motif added in. Well, obviously so. Like obviously Scorpion, Sub-Zero, they're ninjas. Obviously there's a lot of that. But even this guy, Shao Kahn, has this like shogun Japanese like general type of motif, but he's a general of Outworld and he's the emperor of Outworld in this. I'm pretty sure they're going with that timeline with the movie. But again, we don't know. We haven't seen him in the movies yet, so we don't know how to judge his performance or what that's going to look like until the trailer comes out. But visually, aesthetically, again, for me personally, visually, 10 out of 10. This looks badass. This looks incredible, man. I'm like, I cannot wait for the trailer. I hope it comes soon. We'll be covering it on the channel for sure. So Let me know in the comments. Shao Kahn, what are you rating this visual out of 10? Let me know. And then lastly, we got our boy Hiroyuki Sanada, the freaking goat, Scorpion, bro. Okay, obviously, if you've seen the first movie, this is not going to surprise you, except for the fact that he has not one but two. Get over here. He's got two, spears, and same. The outfit looks the same. It might have changed a little bit on the breastplate. I'm not really sure. I would have to go back and look. But of course, Scorpion's going to come back. Look, Ed Boon is basically Scorpion, right? Like his voice is Scorpion in the OG games and has carried throughout. He was the voice of Scorpion in the 95 movie and pretty much damn near almost every game that's ever been made for Scorpion. Not all of them, but a lot, like most of them. And so Hiroyuki Sanada, legendary actor. He played in all kind of stuff. What was the Shogun Hulu series? He was in John Wick. He is in so many movies. I don't even know how many movies. Now, Hiroyuki Sanada is older. He's like 61 or 62. I can't remember. So he is a little bit older, but luckily in the movie with his role and his costume, it's not really a problem. He doesn't have as much of an age problem coming through on screen as Karl Urban is going to have as Johnny Cage. I can promise you that. And besides, Scorpion, in the way they wrote his character in these movies, is he's from like what, the 16th century or something, and he's just back from hell basically. So he's from a different time period anyway, the way they wrote this. But yeah, the costume designs look absolutely stunning. I absolutely love. I think Scorpion's the GOAT, so it's hard to top him. This one is probably my favorite and most anticipated because of what Shao Kahn is and represents, and the costume design here is freaking insane. Kitana looks fantastic. No pun intended. Can't even believe I said that. But she looks amazing, man. This is going to be great. I really hope her delivery as an actress is really good. I hope the writing is good. And then Karl Urban is Karl Urban. I'm rooting for him. I want him to do well. I want him to make it fit. I want to prove my skepticism wrong about his age coming through for the character. I want to be proven wrong very badly. I want him to succeed in the role. And then I really hope Lewis Tan and the Cole Young character, I really want to see a redemption of that character, like really bad. I want to see it for the just for the actor, Lewis Tan. I want to see his character come back and have meaning, have good writing, and I want to see something be done with that character that makes sense. And I want the Mortal Kombat community to have a reason to embrace that character because we didn't in the first movie. So with that being said, that's going to wrap up the video. I'm excited, man. Mortal Kombat 2 is coming out in October, and we should be getting a trailer this summer. Hopefully, as soon as we see the trailer, I'm going to be making a video breaking it down. Comment, like, subscribe, bell notifications. Let me know in the comments what your predictions are. Let me know what you think of these costumes. And with that, I'm going to get the hell out of here, and we'll see you in the next one.